Aloha and welcome to day 4 of 12 videos of Kirstmas, where we're going to be talking about the dark side of Christmas. How fitting that I'm wearing red lipstick and it looks like blood. Now something special is happening this year in the festive month of December. We actually have a Friday the 13th, the second Friday the 13th of 2019, which as I understand it doesn't happen very often, but as you can imagine it's brought around some new horror releases, primarily a single horror release very clearly geared towards the festive season. A second remake of the 1974 original classic horror movie Black Christmas is set to hit theatres in the UK on the ever anticipated date, Friday the 13th of December. Now, I haven't known about this film for very long. I literally heard whispers down the wind of it in like July, August time, and it was only because it was being produced by Blumhouse. That is the only reason I heard about it. It seems that the intention of the Black Christmas remake was to sneak up on its audience, very much the way the killer sneaks up on the sorority girls in the movie. So in this video I'm going to be talking about the need of a second remake, if there is one, the influence of the original Black Christmas and what that then means for the remake and the standards that it needs to hit. We're going to be reacting to the trailer and of course giving predictions, feedback, and just general insight on what we see. Now, as we said before, Black Christmas was originally released in 1974, and then we had the remake in 2006, and now we're getting another remake in 2019. Now, the original remake between 1974 to 2006 seems like a reasonable amount of time. I can understand someone wanting to remake the film. Do I think it was necessary for the original considering the cult classic that it was? Probably not. But do I understand that after that amount of time passing it seems legit? Yeah. However, the fact that someone would want to so quickly after a remake would want to make another remake seems a little bit odd to me. One, it may appear like a little bit of a kick in the teeth from the cast, crew, team behind the second remake to the first. In an industry where you're all working collaboratively and together and your paths may cross, do you really want to be burning these kinds of bridges? Not really sure. But then again, if you have a creative vision, do you want to follow it? Of course you do. I'm guessing that you're already getting a sense of how I feel about the original by comparison of the 2006 remake, the original remake that we'll call it in this video for the sake of it. I'm a classic film gal. I really am. I'm not generally a fan of remakes because I get so drawn in by the original tactics of the original film. How many times am I going to say original? I get so pulled in by how they did it, how it looked, how it felt. And arguably there's a wee bit of sentiment in that. Do I think that's fault of the film? Probably not. I think that's fault of the type of story it was, the fact that it happened so long ago and that this was at a time where there were like serial killings going on and all this was happening in a sorority house. And need we forget like the fact that there was issues with serial killers attacking sorority girls and sorority girls getting attacked and butchered and Ted Bundy, everyone! The dates may not line up exactly, but it was in a time where no one could fathom that kind of thing. So naturally, appears scarier. It's like if you were to take any original movie story, if you were to take The Exorcist and remake it, even with the best team possible, with cracking actors, with a great direction, you would probably find that it wouldn't scare audiences the same. So I don't really expect this second remake of Black Christmas to have really any horror impact whatsoever. Do I think it'll jump scare people at opportunities? Yes. Do I think it'll genuinely scare people? Probably not. I'm not meaning to sound like I'm trying to discredit the work and efforts and talent of the team behind Black Christmas 2019. I'm absolutely not trying to do that. They have a great cast, they have a cracking director, and she was also the writer. The movie is actually being directed by Sophia Takal. I'm so sorry if that's not how you pronounce her second name. So they have the ability to deliver, they have the talent, they have the efforts there, and I think it could be great. I think it could be a great film, but I just feel like it's completely out of everyone's hands when it comes to how it's going to be received because of the roots that it came from. One thing that I'm actually quite happy about with the 2019 remake is that they are still listing the horror movie under the subgenre of slasher, which is what Black Christmas evidently was very, very much known for. Now, Black Christmas was by no means the first slasher film. It wasn't quite there, but it was very, very influential with how it then started to take over the horror genre, and the subgenre really started to take on a life of its own after that point. It was very, very influential to other horror films that came up shortly after, namely Halloween being one of the prime examples. The fact that you get taken into Michael's POV in Halloween when you see that beginning kill sequence, that's very much in the flavour of Black Christmas, with how Billy, the killer, actually does his killing. We never really see him in the film. We see through his eyes quite a lot though. So that's just one of the reasons that Black Christmas is held in such high regard in horror movies, and why it is looked upon and kind of worshipped in a way as a classic. That, and also the reason that it pretty much started the idea of having a holiday or significant day specific horror film, which kind of opened the floodgates for all the other movies that we've gotten in recent years. We're talking Friday the 13th, Happy Death Day, Prom Night, April Fool's Day, Mother's Day, Halloween, of course, My Bloody Valentine. It started something that continued and still is going to continue for years to come in the horror genre. So with all that being said, this remake has some massive shoes to fill, and I think the only way it's going to be able to clamber itself to the surface in the horror world is if it actually tries to hold its own. They're not then trying to fit it into the shoes of the original, they're putting on an entirely different pair of boots. And I really think that's this film's only chance. Freaking ballsy, by the way. I'm not gonna lie. Like, of all the horror movies that I thought would get another try, like, I thought it was ballsy what they were trying to do with Child's Play. Okay? I thought that was freaking ballsy. I didn't agree with it. Thought it was ballsy. This? New level. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see as I slide that earphone into my ear socket, what? We're gonna react to the Black Christmas 2019 trailer. It's gonna be really interesting if we can see at this point where they are trying to make things original, if they have changed story points. Obviously, I'm guessing that the original outline is gonna be very much the same. Sorority house, like, start getting phone calls, don't realise they're coming from inside the house, and slowly picked off one by one until Survivor Girl sits in the back of the ambulance at the end. Do you know what I mean? Like, that ever so cliche yet ever so satisfying horror arc. Don't know how I feel about this, but we're just gonna wish it luck anyway. Here we go. Ding dong!
To teach you this semester. Enjoy your winter breaks and Merry Christmas.
What's up, ladies? Excited for tonight?
It is our last day of our
no.
last fall semester of college ever.
Classic festivities. Are they taking the mick out of Mean Girls?
Can you take a photo of all of us?
Sexual tensions. American flag.
She was lying back
Dum.
but she looked really good.
Oh.
Shouldn't have let her go back by herself. She's fine. Come on, live a little.
Right, okay, wait, what? Oh! Okay, so they've already pretty much gone completely out of the original. Wow!
If I were missing, I'd want you to
Wow.
unleash the bloodhounds and track me down. She was
Bloodhounds
at TKO
outfitting,
last night.
very funny. Ha 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 ha.
Still creating problems, all right?
Hello? Hello?
Oh yes, and they're not using the mouse one anymore, it's mobiles. Oh!
Could just be a delay of some sort. Snow.
My friend is missing.
9 times out of 10, the girl's just with a boyfriend.
I will bring you.
No, I'm sorry. The fact that law enforcement in these horror movies never seem to be, like, very efficient. Like, I have dealt with people in positions of that nature who really, truly, and I mean this from deep down in my heart, do not give a shit. But this amount of ignorance, it always just makes it seem very, very, very unrealistic to me. But, hey ho.
To your knees.
I will bring you to your knees. Sexually suggestive. Lights out, bitch. Friday the 13th, very, very classic. How can you not see that? Don't be blind. Also, the fact that we're seeing visibly the killer is very, very different.
This can't be real.
Christmas is here, bringing good cheer
school has 200 years of history.
No, it's about to have
Many
200 dead
sacrifices
bodies,
have
son.
been made to keep our traditions alive.
You're all insane.
Cult scenario.
I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of running. Go, 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 go! Ho, 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 bitch. You messed with the wrong sisters.
Okay, are we gonna get loads and loads and loads and loads of Christmas puns? Black Christmas. Okay. I'm trying to find poignant words. What the fuck? Yes, I said for them to go all out and do their own thing. They seem to have been ripping apart the original story. The story that we just saw the trailer for ain't a remake of Black Christmas, it's its own freaking entity. So why call it Black Christmas? There are so many other things that you could have called it. So many other things, and yes, I get it. People, if you gave it a different title, would have been like, oh, it's just like Black Christmas. Yes, I get it. But I would much rather have the earache of people's blatant stupidity than have to try and defend that. I try and be the devil's advocate. I try, but I don't think I can. If they were sticking to the Black Christmas, like that traditional arc, if they were sticking to that, right? And they had really gone out and made it different and new, and they were sticking to that arc, that to me would have qualified as a Black Christmas remake or reboot or whatever word you want to qualify it with. This is like taking Black Christmas, flinging it down the rabbit hole to Alice, and letting it emerge an entirely different beast. I'm still gonna go see it. I'm still gonna go, guarantee, you can bet, on Friday the 13th I will be leaving my work, going to the cinema and dragging someone's ass to go and see this, because hell no, I must find out more. I just need to try and remember that they've called this a Black Christmas remake, okay? So I'm gonna take everything, like any observation that I'm gonna state now is looking at it from the fact that they have classed it as a remake. As much as I think it could have been its own separate thing and that name did not need to be attached to it at all, here in the mouth. Why? Looking at the original story arc, there seems to be only vague similarity. There seems to be a lot changing, and because everything seems so much broader, you know, if you've seen the original Black Christmas, the majority of the story takes place in the sorority house. Do you know what I mean? It does branch outwards because, you know, it's a college campus, blah blah blah, but the majority of the action, the majority of the terror, and the majority of the frightening elements come from the fact that it's these girls in a sorority house, essentially trapped in what they call their own home, that is also the home of a serial killer, okay? That is one of the frightening elements, the fact that it's so enclosed, the fact that they're so limited, that they're all trapped within this one place, in a place where they feel safe, but surprise, surprise, they're not. That was one of the scary elements, because everything's so branched out, and you've got people being killed walking home, you've got someone sitting looking like they're about to be decapitated on a balcony, you've got someone wrapped up in Christmas lights in the attic somewhere. That is a vague reference back to the original film, although I would like to know, why isn't there a bag in her head? I'm just going down a wee rant now, but I just want to know, why didn't we see anyone get any freaking bag to the head? At this point I want to point out that yes, we did see someone trying to put the bag over the head of someone that could be the serial killer, but at this point we're seeing so many false serial killers in the trailer that I really don't know who this is. But I'm referencing the classic scene of the deceased sorority girl with the bag over her head sitting in the attic, and the ominous fact that she is sitting there gazing out the window with her glazed over pupils as her, you know, friends and family go about their day. But anyway, on with the video. It was on the cover, it was on the original movie poster. It was one of the most frightening scenes. If you mention Black Christmas to any horror fan, they will probably bring up the bag over the head. So why wasn't there a bag over the head? I can't believe I care so much about a damn plastic bag. What has my life come to? I feel like I'm contradicting myself a wee bit because I told them to go all out and really make it different. Make it different within the arc of the original. Like, don't try and take the piss out of the remake that already exists. Don't try and fit into the shoes of the original. Just make it your own. Don't make it an entirely different thing and just steal Black Christmas's name. Something that I also want to mention that I personally found quite unsettling, especially considering it's a remake, is that if there was one thing they were going to remain faithful to, if they want to forget, you know, the original imagery of like the bag over the head kill, if they like the whole suffocation kill, if they want to like negate that, if they want to completely go on their own spiel, I would have preferred that they keep one thing the same, and it was the killer's POV element, the slasher element. We didn't see any of that. One of the major things with the original Black Christmas was the fact that you saw through Billy's eyes so much. You were in his shoes, you were seeing what he was seeing when people were being killed, and it all seemed very third-party viewing. Also the fact that we got so many clear images of the killer, or what may be killers in this case, whereas in the original you never really saw the killer. You never got a sense of who he was. All you really got, the closest you got to him was like the intense breathing and the slasher POV shots. I'm a wee bit gutted because this film could have had its own little following, and now people are going, That's pretty much all I can get out at this point. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of things that I don't quite get. I don't feel like this is a reboot. I feel like it had the potential to be its own thing, but there was like an urgency to get it out there, and it was just likened to Black Christmas. It doesn't feel like a Black Christmas remake at all. Of course, this is only a trailer, it's a taster. We could still get slasher POV shots. Those could be the only times we see the killer, and we still get that suspenseful, slow reveal of the full body perspective. There still could be so much stuff, like so much good horror movie stuff that we're not seeing. So I reserve the right for any opinions to change. This is just instinctual immediately after seeing the trailer. But let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you think that the movie has potential? Do you feel like it's not really a remake, that it could be its own thing? Have a discussion with me. Let's chat. Thank you very much for watching as always. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a big one of these. Leave one of those, tell me what you think of the movie, what you think is going to come of it. Are you going to go and see it? Let me know. If you want to see my previous 12 videos of Kirstmas, it is right up there. This is your reminder. It's actually a giveaway, so if you want to find out more about that, watch that video. And of course the 12 videos of Kirstmas playlist up until this point is right down there. Links to all these social medias are in the description as well if you want to come and see other things. But other than that, much love you guys, and I shall see you all in your attic. I really need to stop that. Bye!